Hey everybody, I'm the Otaku Artist, and today I'm joined by two friends to discuss the upcoming Legend of Zelda movie, which is actually real. If you've been in the Zelda fandom for a while, you may have noted that there's been many fake leaks and rumors over the years for a Legend of Zelda movie, like the canceled Netflix series, which was just a rumor and stuff like that. But this time it's actually real. So, I'm joined by two friends. I've got Jason, the Plant Commander. He's been in a lot of my videos. And go check out his YouTube channel. He makes a lot of original music, remixes, covers, let's plays, gaming videos, that kind of thing. And then I'm joined by Izzy. She appeared in my Too Many Games 2023 video. She was the Link cosplayer. You guys might remember her from the clip where she did All-Star, and she has a TikTok account, so yeah, follow that. What are your guys' like general thoughts on like the Zelda movie? Like, do you guys like have any worries or concerns or like predictions?
I have been a fan of the Legend of Zelda series for a very long time, ever since I was like 11, I'm pretty sure. It's a franchise that has always resonated with me, especially as an actor. I've always been drawn to its story, to its characters, to its music, and everything. And of course, as many a Zelda fan, you know, I would love to see a movie, and I'm excited about it. The only thing that I'm worried about is that, along with Mario movie, where there was like a lot of famous people and roles, and some of them fit, but some of them did not. Chris Pratt.
I think that Chris Pratt did like an alright job, but I feel like anyone could have like fit that role. Like, it didn't have to be Chris Pratt.
Yeah, it could have been anyone. But with Link, it's a bit different. Now, Mario can be really played by anyone. And the Mario movie was also an animated movie, which means, you know, voice act, change your voice, yada yada yada. But the Zelda movie is going to be a live-action movie, which is, you know, you can still do it, but you're going to have to find someone that looks like Link and can act like Link, and not just be, oh my gosh, a celebrity, yay! Oh, Mr. Celebrity, you can do whatever you want, just say these lines. Because, unfortunately, sometimes that's kind of how it works.
That is, like, a main worry of mine, is just the live-action cast, because, like, it really should be animated, because voice actors are fine, because, like, there's gonna be a sub and a dub, probably. There's gonna be different languages, and, like, they showed that they can do voice acting in Breath of the Wild / Tears of the Kingdom, even if some of the voice acting is just okay. But,
yeah,
like, the thing is,
I would go as far as saying some of the voice acting in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom is bad.
I know exactly who you're talking about. At least in my opinion, I think the Deku Tree...
I'm talking about, because I don't think you know.
The Deku Tree / King of Hyrule, because it just sounds like a young guy trying to sound old.
I was not thinking of the Deku Tree. I was thinking of the King of Hyrule, but that wasn't the main one.
What's your main one?
I'm talking about Link. Link specifically. His voice in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, I hate it.
Really? I don't mind it at all.
I think it's awful. I think it sounds completely half-assed.
I mean, the thing is, I just think it sounds like Link. Like, I don't really have any two ways about it.
The other Links, like, yeah, all they do is scream, but, like, you can, like, they make different, they say, ah, in different ways, so that you could, like, understand what ah means in each situation.
Yeah, even the voice is...
Breath of the Wild Link just sounds very subdued. Like,
well, that's
it sounds like he's half-assing it.
Well, that's the thing. Breath of the Wild / Tears of the Kingdom Link is very subdued, which is why I have a big problem with him. Because Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom story would be so much better to be expressed.
Link is a bad character for the same reason.
If he showed emotions, there was so much potential.
He doesn't emote at all, and part of that is the voice acting.
You know,
I think there's no emotes in his voice, and it sucks.
You know what? Actually, that kind of makes me think of another point. how are they gonna handle Link in the movie? Are they gonna make him be stone-faced, or are they gonna give him dialogue lines?
Make the whole goddamn movie where he doesn't fucking talk. They're not gonna do that.
Okay, if they do, there is one instant that it can work, and I've seen this headcanon done a lot in fanfiction, and I feel like this could work. I don't want them to. I do not want them to. I want him to speak. But if they absolutely are so dead set on not having him talk, give him a reason to be mute. Like, make him do sign language. Make him, like, partially deaf or something. I don't want them to do that.
Or do what they did in Skyward Sword, where he talks, but it's just implied.
Yeah.
I think Link should be...
That being said, please don't do that. Make him talk.
Yeah.
If ever has to say something...
If I have to watch an entire fucking Zelda movie and Link doesn't say a single word, I'm going to boil a puppy.
Disclaimer, I'm not actually going to boil a puppy.
Like this video to make sure Jason doesn't boil a puppy.
I will not actually boil a puppy. I love puppies.
Every like saves a puppy's life.
Link is someone what am I trying to say? If Link ever says anything, it should be something that should be said when he needs it. I feel that Link...
Well, I do think he needs to say whenever he gets hit.
Oh, yeah, obviously, but Link should not be a super talkative, super chatty person.
I disagree. I disagree. I disagree.
To talk, you should probably have it something along the lines of the manga.
That's what I'm talking. Yeah.
I don't want a Link that's like...
That's the thing, though. He's not super talkative in the manga.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, he talks.
He is very talkative in the manga. As someone who's read every manga except for a lot of Twilight Princess.
With the exception of Four Swords, I'm assuming. But
no, but Jason,
most of his dialogue is just with the companion. He does very little communication with, like, just other random people.
Nuh-uh. You haven't read all the Zelda manga.
Somewhat. I'm trying to remember. Link can be talkative. It just gotta make sure he sounded like Link. Link's a very courageous, kind, strong-willed character who often puts others' needs before his own. And that should be shining through his dialogue. He can be fun, he can be quirky, but it can't be to the point where it's like, oh my gosh, it's a walking, living joke. Oh my gosh, my name is Link, I'm great. I hate it when people call me by my girlfriend's name. Haha.
Well, the thing is, I don't think they're going to go with the Zelda YouTube poop parody angle.
Oh yeah,
like,
obviously.
That being said, if this was a movie based on, like, the Toon Link era, I honestly think that could work.
Yeah, you know, honestly, a Toon Link, like, anime... Like, I think that Illumination could do a Toon Link movie.
Yeah.
That would turn out good. I think that they could do that.
Giving Illumination a little too much credit.
Although, yeah.
I would like to point out that, to the jury, Illumination has made a grand total of 2 good films.
Alright, but they did... I'm thinking about the Mario movie. That's what I'm thinking about.
The Mario movie is one of those 2 good films.
The other one.
Despicable Me one.
Ah. Yeah.
The thing is, though, just... Link... I think they can make Link quiet. That is okay, but give him dialogue. He can be quiet, but just... You can have a quiet character who also speaks. Like... If he's keeping to himself and then just only kind of opens up this like a few people, like that would be okay.
Yeah, I'm not saying that he should be fully silent unless they want to go to the route where you can translate body language or something like that. But again, what you said earlier, it's got to have a meaning to why he would be super quiet. Now, I guess in terms of like, should we talk about like a plot?
Well, yes.
Alright, I want first word on this.
Okay.
Please, for the love of God, follow the plot of Ocarina of Time.
Yes!
Yes!
If you're going to adapt one of the games, make it that one.
Well, yeah, that's the most well-known one. It's just perfect.
No, it's not. Okay, I'm not saying that because it's the most well-known. I'm saying it because it is smack in the middle of the timeline. You don't really need to know anything about other games in order to understand it, which is not the case for a lot of other games in the series, surprisingly.
Yeah.
There's just, like, a lot of... It kind of perfected, like, the idea of like this is what Zelda is. Like it has all of those elements. It has like the different races, has the different areas, it has the dungeons. Like it's obviously
And the music is
like a big.
They
Obviously,
also
the dungeons aren't going to be like a big thing in the movie, I presume. But like, of all of them, if I were to tell somebody like, oh, what Zelda game should I play if I want to get the best idea of what the series is like, Ocarina of Time, without hesitation.
that Ocarina of Time is always the Zelda game I say play first if you've never played a Zelda game. Now I have to say, also another good thing is
It's
they're
the same reason I would say like if you ever wanted to play an RPG, play Final Fantasy VII. Like it's like the action adventure game.
the thing is like Ocarina of Time also has the manga, and both of those are good. Now the thing is, it does go off of the game ever so slightly. There are a few things, like there's.
Simplistic areas.
So the thing is, they don't have to follow the manga to the T. They could go more like the game angle because, like, for example, there's a lot more Zelink stuff in the manga, like the kiss and like the whole dramatic reveal of Sheik that is not like the game at all. You've got the Twinrova scene. Now that I think they could make into the movie because that's a really good side plot, I think. You also have like the bonus chapter where you have like it's not a Rito race, it's like its own original bird race that's like a bonus chapter. Like you don't have to include any of that, but I think that the Ocarina of Time manga does do a good job at like streamlining the story of Ocarina of Time with a few added things, and they could use that as a baseline for things. The thing is, I feel like it's a shame that this movie isn't getting animated because if it was, I feel like Akira Hibikawa, those two women should be involved if that were the case, because they could do a great job at helping, like, to write or storyboard or something. And just, in general, I think that the Zelda movie should be animated. Like, I think it's a crime that it's not. I would prefer it to be 2D animated, but even 3D animated would be fine. Just, animation feels a lot better. Because, like, I've seen fan-animated stuff of Zelda, and I've seen live-action stuff, and just generally, the feel of Zelda, I think, is just better conveyed as an animated film than live-action.
Mm-hmm.
There's just so much that could go wrong.
I don't fully agree with that, honestly. I feel like a big portion of, and this is not to shit on like fan projects or anything, but a big part of why that conception exists is because all of the live action shit that like Zelda fans have made is extremely low budget.
True.
Imagine what an actual studio could do.
Yeah.
They could make it work.
Quite a lot.
I'm not saying it can't work. It could definitely work, especially since they're gonna have a big budget.
I'm saying hold your judgment on live action bad until the movie comes out, because I feel like a large part of why you think that way is because you're yet to see anybody with an actual budget behind them do it.
Actually, wait, no, I have seen one. Have you guys seen? Oh, it's so fucking good. There is a Majora's Mask fan film where it's live action. And it's about, like, Skull Kid, and it's just basically Skull Kid's leading up to when he gets the mask. And the acting in that, dude, who they cast for the Happy Mask Salesman is so good. That is genuinely probably the best Zelda fan film out there. You guys need to watch it. That is actually a great example of the live action. I'll send it to you guys afterwards, and I'll...
Case in point, like, when you see someone, like, with the tools to do it well, keep in mind that Nintendo is going to be overseeing this project.
True.
They do not attach their name to shit that is not going to be, like, it's not going to meet their standard. If they find something that does not meet their standard, they will back out. They've done this multiple times.
Yep.
Well, yeah, the thing is... That is true. That is true. There has been a couple of projects that have actually been canceled because of similar
Metroid
things.
Prime Corp.
Damn.
I was actually gonna say the Metroid live-action movie, which never got into production, but, like, it was, like, something that, I forget who some director really wanted, was trying to pitch a project, and he wanted it to be, like, a PG-13 movie that felt similar to Aliens.
I'm gonna be real, Metroid needs to be an R-rated movie.
Yeah. That's the thing. I would love a Metroid movie, but also there was the Star Fox Netflix project, which was actually in production, and it was supposed to be not claymation, it was similar to puppets. That was canned. Although that was canned because someone was leaking the project and Nintendo just completely shut it down. That's different. But I do think that live action can work. I just think that there's less room for failure if it's animated, because the thing is, the biggest thing is the cast. Because if they have a bad cast for voice acting in an anime movie, just watch a different language. You'll be okay. Now,
But live action is much different.
yeah, that's the thing, because it's gonna be Hollywood. You know what they're gonna do. They're gonna try to get big actors as the main leads, and they're gonna try to insert, popular songs. Now, in a Mario movie, it doesn't really matter that much to have popular, well-known, like, 80s pop songs in there.
But for The Legend of Zelda, it does not fit.
Yeah.
Like,
Like,
okay,
if I
I'm just gonna say something right now, because I'm honestly kind of sick of hearing people say it. When people bring up we don't want big Hollywood actors, I challenge you to name one time where Hollywood actors were involved in an adaptation film and it ended up negatively impacting it majorly. Because I guarantee, every single time I've seen this happen, every single time, the people who complain about it, when I ask them to justify it, they just say, well, it's not the original voice actor, or it's not who I would have picked. Like, it's never because, the person who they cast did a bad job.
No, that's the thing.
Yeah.
I'm not saying because they'll do a bad job. No, my thing is, instead of, let's say
Chris
that there
Mario is fine. I don't care.
That's the
if
thing. He's just fine. We
Yeah,
could
he
do
was
so
just
much
fine.
better, is the thing.
Alright, but, let's be realistic here. What would you do, aside from casting, Charles Martinet? Who do you have a better idea?
I feel like they could have gone the direction, not completely, but, how the cartoon did it. I don't know. Chris Pratt's voice is fine, but, it doesn't
do
sound
enough.
like Mario.
Alright,
It's fine, it's
counter-argument.
passable.
Counter argument. The cartoon happened at a time where Charles Martinet was not yet Mario. So, Mario did not have a voice up until that point. Lou Albano just kind of did his own thing. He had no point of reference whatsoever.
Yeah, for Mario, it could have been somebody who, you can still do an Italian accent, Brooklyn accent, but it doesn't need to.
Well, that's what he did. He did a Brooklyn accent, and at the time it worked. Now, nowadays, I don't think if you were to cast somebody and told them do Lou Albano's Mario, I don't think that would work as well. Because people now are so adjusted to what Mario is supposed to sound like, and he's nothing like that. So,
Well, yeah, obviously.
it would come off now as extremely jarring. And this is the question I now pose to you. Do you really think the Mario movie would have been that much better if he was doing that voice instead of the one he actually did?
It would heavily depend on just the voice itself. That's kind of something I would have to hear before making a judgment.
You can be able to...
That's exactly my point.
Voice
People shit on Chris Pratt for being Chris Pratt, and you're telling me if you were a major Hollywood actor and somebody approached you and was like, hey, do you want to be fucking Mario? You're telling me you wouldn't say yes?
Well, the thing is, no, he didn't do a bad job. I'm not saying... I think Chris Pratt did a decent job.
I think he was well-directed, and he did a good job as Mario. He captured the character.
The thing is, though, in the Zelda movie, it's a bit different, because it's not just about how they sound, it's about how they look. And I feel like they could fuck it up and cast someone who just does not, represent the character well.
Yeah.
That's my main worry.
As an actor in the industry who is definitely struggling to find jobs, when it comes to live action stuff, casting directors are very, very, very picky. Like, I've been in musicals and stuff, and I would go for a part that I think is set. And most casting directors, when they look at you, they are just going to judge you right away. When a casting director looks at me, I am very small, I do look very young, and that can fit to my advantage. But it also holds me back a lot. And if the casting director can just go and say, you don't look this part, even though your acting chops aren't the best, then they can just yoink you out. So in turn, with live action, it's like you're placing a actual person. That person's got to fit that character to a T in the industry. They can diverge a little bit because, you know, you got makeup and you got wigs and whatnot. But if the person looks so distraught, or not distraught, so different to what you are envisioning, most times, 9 out of 10, you're just going to be like, no, it don't fit. The acting industry is very, very, very competitive. So if you're a very small-time actor and you're starting out and you're putting in all your jobs, you are going to most likely not really get a really, 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 really big job until you're a lot older, or if you're super lucky, which is why Hollywood is like, I don't know about this person. This person doesn't have enough things under the belt. This person doesn't have an agent. This person's too young. This person's too old. This person's too this and too that.
I don't think the age argument really flies here, because Link has been so many different ages. I feel like they could cast a young adult or an actual child, and both would work.
Maybe not the age thing, but with Hollywood, it's most often than not, they try to play it safe with celebrities because you know a celebrity. And unfortunately, how the standard is, it's not, right now, it's not completely, oh, this is a cool actor and they would really fit. Unfortunately, the way the business has been working quite more often than not is that I am a director and I have these really, really big name celebrities, and I will see, quote unquote, see some other people, but 9 times out of 10, I will most likely go with the people that I've had in mind for years, which are big named actors.
Now the thing is, people know. On that topic of casting, I do want to bring up, there has been a big influx of good, like, video game movies. And that, even though I am very, like, worried about this movie, just because, like, I did really want it to be animated, and now it's live action, I am a bit worried because there is a lot more that could go wrong. I do have some hope for it. I am glad it's happening, first of all, because I've always wanted a Zelda movie. But the thing is, like, the Mario movie, 10 out of 10. That was fucking great. I like it a lot more than everyone in my friend group does, but I really thought the Five Nights at Freddy's movie was really good.
Five Nights at Freddy's rocked, man.
You're the first one I've talked to who's been like, yeah, it rocked.
I don't think FNAF was bad. It was just, it was okay. It was decent.
I really was a big fan of the main character, and the thing is, like, I think they did a good job. I've only seen the first one. I've seen the second one. I particularly don't really care about the Sonic movie.
The second one is way better.
I still have to see the second one.
I'm gonna be honest, the first one is mid, the second one is actually pretty great.
The first one is mid because they went in Alvin and the Chipmunks, direction, and I feel like...
They do not go that route with the second one.
Okay, sweet. I need to see the second one.
It more or less kind of follows the rough plot of Sonic 3, but, like, with elements from the first movie, like the guy. I don't remember his name. He's the fucking Alvin and the Chipmunks guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, like, for the most part, it just kind of follows the plot of Sonic 3, and it does a pretty damn good job at it.
The thing is, I will say that, like, they do, like, people listen, like, people are listening more when it becomes to I can't speak, adapting a video game into a movie, because, like, the Sonic movie, they changed the design of Sonic. With the Five Nights at Freddy's movie and the Mario movie, they knew that it was for the fans. So there are so many little references and Easter eggs and stuff that, like, people would get. So I do feel like with all of those movies behind us, even the Sonic movie, the first one, did have a lot of fan references in there. But it has potential. And
Yeah.
I don't think it will.
I disagree on that front for one very simple reason.
What?
Zelda takes itself a lot more seriously than
Very much
Sonic and Mario.
Yeah.
A lot of like tongue-in-cheek shit like that is going to make the movie feel very tonally off.
That's not what I meant. I didn't mean jokes with the audience. I was specifically talking about they know that hardcore fans are watching this, so they're gonna try a good thing.
I still stand by that point. I know that, but like I don't necessarily mean they have to be a joke for like, oh haha funny they did the thing, but like I am saying that like when they're adapting a series that is supposed to be taken significantly more seriously, if it has a bunch of references that are just thrown in there for the sake of being references, it's going to be very distracting.
That's not what I was meaning. I was more so talking about that, like, since they know that hardcore fans are watching, they will take it seriously and, like, try to make things have sense, is more what I was saying. So, like...
That's the thing. They can't overuse the references if they want to do that. It worked in the Mario movie, because with the Mario movie, that was the whole point. Like, think about it. What does Mario do? He runs around, he jumps, he eats flowers and mushrooms. Like, he doesn't do anything, like, big or grand. He's Mario. He's the little fun plumber man.
What I more so mean is stuff that's not in your face, just kind of like, for example, let's say there's a scene where Link is walking through Castletown. There would probably be a lot of races from, like, if it's an original thing, not based on the games, there would probably be a lot of races from different games. There might be, like, little things, like, for example, you might see a Minish running around, like, and, like, people might point that out and be like, yo, look, it's the Minish from this game. It's, like, stuff that is just kind of in the background, like...
Yeah, no, I still stand by what I said, even with that in mind. I think that if they had a bunch of shit like that, it would be very distracting.
It'd be cool, but it's like...
It would be neat, but like, I don't think that a major motion picture based on the Zelda franchise should have all of that, because it will come off as very disconnected and nostalgia-baity.
It'll just be like, oh, look, remember all these cool things that are in these video games? It's like, wow.
Exactly.
I'm working on scripts for a bunch of stuff. If you are going to include a reference, it's got to either be a little one-off thing, it's got to fit in, or if it has anything to do with the story, it's got to fit in seamlessly or blend it. References, if something like the Zelda movie can't just be, oh, haha, hey, listen, or, no, wait, what am I trying to say? It can't just be, look at this. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. Doing this. Oh my gosh, this cute little thing just ran off the screen for 5 seconds.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh,
that's exactly what I'm getting at. Like, you can't have stuff like that.
I guess.
My gosh, it's the video game menu from the, like, what purpose?
I don't think they'll ever do that. I do not think they're gonna break the fourth wall.
Like an example where it's just like, ooh, video game.
And I'm gonna be honest, you know what, actually, the more I think about it, I think live action is actually going to be better for that exact reason. Because with animation, the animators are going to put in every reference they possibly can. And in the Mario movie, that made sense. In Zelda, I feel like live action is inherently taken more seriously. And as such, they're not going to be as focused on, let's just throw everything that the Zelda fans like into this movie with no regard for how it fits. Like, it's going to be a lot more tonally consistent that way.
Okay,
live action is going to help that significantly.
Do it in live action, especially if like CGI and all that.
The thing is, actually, that gets to a point I wanted to ask you guys. How do you guys think the tone is gonna be? Like, do you think it's gonna be like Ocarina of Time type of tone, or like more serious, like Twilight Princess, Majora's Mask, or like, how do you think the tone of the movie is gonna be?
I guess this kind of works into what game they would adapt. I think the tone should go...
Okay, let me just get this out of the way. I don't think they're going to adapt the game at all. If they adapt the game, it's going to be either Breath of the Wild or Ocarina of Time.
I hope it's not Breath of the Wild.
I personally think that they should do neither. If they have to do one, it should be Ocarina of Time, but I don't think it should be either of them. I think it should just kind of be its own thing.
Yeah, it would be cool if it's like its own thing.
I think so, yeah.
Like they might go the route of where because they have done this with video game movies in the past, I'm pretty sure, where it's, you know, a kid and they're disgruntled and they're going through a lot of hardships in life, and then they turn to Zelda for, like, their favorite thing. And to be honest, I would kind of like that kind of thing as someone who very much has put themselves into Zelda's multiple times to help face their problems. So it'd be cool if it was like the kid uses Zelda to solve their problems, and we see the kid and Link trying to work through their problems and eventually meet somehow in the middle, or, you know, magic shit.
Now, you see, I don't think they'll go that direction.
I think that would
I
ruin
kind of
it.
wish it would.
I think that would ruin it.
I disagree. Yeah, I just want it to be a story set in the Zelda universe, no fourth wall breaking, about Link, Zelda, and just whatever the story is. But I didn't really mean based off of a game, because we already talked about that. I just meant tone. Like, do you think it's gonna be like a G-rated, like, thing, or like PG-13?
It will be or should be G-rated. I think it should absolutely not.
I think it should be PG-13.
Zelda has a lot.
It's not. It's probably not gonna be, honestly. It's probably gonna be PG.
It should be a PG or PG-13 movie, and it should be able to allow to push that rating with some surprising scenes. Like, in terms of, there's, like, you know, a lot of scenes where it's like, this isn't a kids movie? Because kids are not dumb. Because I know a lot of people are like, it's Zelda, it's a game movie, it's gonna be for kids. Kids are not dumb. Kids should be allowed to, you know, look at some serious topics, have fun, you know, make the movie, you know, a comedic but also serious film. But, you know, if it's going to also be a movie that has kids watching it, don't have it be a dumbed down version of anything that we liked from the Zelda series. It should remain a serious but also kind of comedic somewhat when it's important series that can inspire people. It should make the audience feel like they of themselves are going on this journey with Link to save Zelda, to save the world. They have to face the hardships, but they can also laugh and, you know, smile at the cool things and the little jokes and the music, which is a little bit of a tonal thing where the music needs to fit.
They better get Koji Kondo. They better get Koji Kondo on this, because like it can't be.
They got him for the Mario movie, didn't they?
I don't know, but
I'm like 99% sure that they did.
they better not go the fucking Breath of the Wild direction where, like, no music. I doubt they will, because it's a movie. They can't do that with a movie. But like,
Yeah, it's a movie.
I really hope that they get Koji Kondo on it, because I'm expecting some reoccurring songs. Like, the Zelda theme's gonna be in it, obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
But like, even the original music that's not based off of a previous existing song in the franchise, I want it to, you know, feel like a Zelda song. I just hope it's not just a generic, just, oh, this is popular song from the 80s, throw this in there. And
if there's anything like that, it's gotta at least make sense. Like, I swear to God, if they play "I'm Hearing Out for a Hero,"
I was thinking the same thing.
You know, it's stupid, it's cheesy, but it kind of makes sense because, you know, it's a hero and Zelda's holding out for a hero. But if there's just like some random, I'm gonna forget, it's like, why is that song?
Okay, I was thinking the same thing. Okay,
in the Zelda series?
That would be so funny though. Imagine a fucking dance number with like Shrek 2 with the hero song.
Yeah.
I was thinking, have you ever seen that one commercial for Link to the Past?
Oh, I love that one! I love that one!
Make a reference to it's so funny.
Okay!
Please don't do that, but it would be so
Okay,
funny.
wait, do you guys think there's gonna be a dance number, like, even in the credits?
A commercial. They should do that for one of the commercials.
Oh,
They should do a commercial that is not.
No,
obviously-
I disagree. Okay, so
I don't know.
here's where I stand on the tone thing, right?
I don't know.
I-
That's weird.
I think it should not go any further comedically than something like Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
I think for a live action movie, it absolutely cannot have the tone of Wind Waker. And
Yeah.
I don't personally agree with it, but I see where people are coming from when they say that Skyward Sword is very tonally dissonant. I don't really agree with that, but I see where they're coming from, and I think that if they tried to do a similar tone to Skyward Sword in a movie, it would not work.
Okay, they're not gonna do anything off of Skyward Sword because like the fan reception when Skyward Sword first came out, I doubt they would take anything from that, especially with how Breath of the Wild is the exact opposite of Skyward Sword in everything, so like I doubt they would play it like that.
What I think they should do tonally is, for what it's worth, I also think Breath of the Wild is very bad with that. I think Breath of the Wild is extremely tonally dissonant.
Okay, yeah, that I do agree.
Yeah.
But, like, I think they shouldn't go any further than Ocarina of Time. Ocarina of Time had a couple of moments that are just, like, they're not, like, hilarious, but they are chuckle-worthy. And then then the game kind of immediately moves on and, like, does not linger on a joke. Ever.
Yeah, like when,
there is only one scene in the entire game that's like a drawn-out joke, and it's the Twin Roba death cutscene.
Yeah,
that's the only one in the
That's
entire
funny.
game.
I really like that one.
Every other scene in Ocarina of Time is just like, alright, that was a little weird, and then Link like runs away or something. Like it's very, very brief. The game doesn't even really focus on it all that much. It's just like a strange thing that went on, and the player's just kind of like, huh, that was a little odd. Like something like the Happy Mask Salesman, for example. Like I would say that's a comedic character, but it's not focused on in such a way that you can just kind of ignore him and not really miss anything.
Okay.
I feel like they should not have any big in-your-face jokes.
Okay, I will say, if they have any cameos in the Zelda movie from like Anuma or like someone like that, I think it would be kind of funny if like Miyamoto like appeared as the Happy Mask Salesman for like a second.
Yeah,
I would be okay with that. I would be okay with that cameo.
He kind of has the same smile.
Yeah, I've always thought this. Oh, also, the thing is, now I know this video is kind of all over the place, and I should have mentioned this when we were talking about the cast. Okay, one thing about one celebrity appearing that I would laugh my ass off and be absolutely okay with him appearing as like a one-off like thing. What if Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson played as a Goron?
Yeah!
Please. No, okay. You know what I was actually thinking? You're probably gonna think I'm fucking stupid for saying this, but I deadass think it would work, and I think it would be both really funny and it would also work amazingly well. What if the Deku Tree was Morgan Freeman?
Yeah!
Like, I mean that 100% unironically. It would be hilarious, but it would work so well.
I do think that'd be kind of funny.
It would, no, I think he could fucking nail it. I think he would do that voice justice. I think he could do it and be taken seriously.
Perhaps.
Are we gonna like Danny DeVito Navi?
Okay, people keep on. Okay, Danny DeVito could be Tingle. I genuinely think Danny DeVito could be Tingle.
Tingle.
Like, if he legitimately was going to be in the Zelda movie, he would have to be Tingle. That is the only way I would see him in there, and I think that would be hilarious. I would be okay with that.
That would actually be perfect casting, because, like, let's be real, who the fuck else is gonna be
not
Danny DeVito?
Yeah, it's gotta be Danny. It's gotta be Mr.
I love Danny DeVito. He's such a funny little small man.
Okay, wait. Okay, that's a good question since we're talking about casting. Who would be Ganondorf? Who like, I don't really know. Who could be him?
Ganondorf needs to be someone who's tall and imposing and scary but charismatic, but very cunning and very strong.
I'm trying to think, and I can't think of like any live action like guys who have played villain-y characters that would fit Ganon. Also, like, who are we thinking about Zelda and Link? Like, those are the most important ones, especially Link.
I forget her name, but there was an actor who's like, I always wanted to play Zelda. And this is like, yeah,
I saw a picture of her, and I think she's just okay. She kind of looks too generic elf. Like,
yeah.
Like, I don't know. I don't think she should, like, I'll try to get the tweet up so you viewers know what we're talking about. But her face looks sharp, for lack of a better word. Like, I don't know, I don't know. I don't see her as Zelda. She just kind of looks like a generic elf if she was gonna like play someone.
Which here might be what some of the casting directors is like, where they'll just be like, let's go for someone who looks like a good
the thing is, Link, we already know his personality. Zelda's personality has been very different in multiple games. So I'm curious, are they gonna make her like a badass? Like, are they gonna go into the Sheik thing, or are they gonna make her more like Breath of the Wild Zelda, or are they gonna make her more like Skyward Sword Zelda? Like, there's so many possibilities of how her character's gonna be, and that like kind of is gonna reflect on the casting, because
I fear that they could go for the route where it's like, this Zelda takes no shit, it doesn't get kidnapped by Ganon.
I mean, they did that with Princess Peach.
I mean, you can still do that and whatnot. You can still have Zelda be a badass, but if you keep pointing out, it's like, she needs no man, she needs no nothing. It's like, then it becomes too obvious, and it's like, okay.
I would rather Zelda not be a damsel in distress.
Yeah.
I liked how Princess Peach was done in the movie.
Yeah. Princess Peach was good.
I'm not saying do it exactly like that, because that was more like almost comedic in a way, but like if they went more the Sheik direction, I could see that. I think that the most important thing to me, at least, is I really hope that Link has a companion in this movie. I'm someone who believes that Zelda is a lot better with a companion character. I mean, I'm a big fan of Minda's obviously the best companion. Navi, fucking Eslo I'm a big fan of. Just Fi's grown on me. I hated her when I first played, but now I really like her.
I always think that too to myself.
I really hope there's a companion character, and if it's not based off of a game, and they're going original, that kind of opened the doors completely to a companion character. I'm assuming they'll be an original character. They could really do anything.
I would go for a fairy character, because one, it's less actor to worry about.
Well, no, because they would probably do like green screen, make her small on the screen sort of thing.
Oh,
They like it would be an actor. I mean, she needs a voice and stuff, but like I don't know. I still don't really know who could play like Zelda or Link. I
see a lot of people being like, do not cast Tom Holland as Link, and I'm like,
okay, I don't want Tom Holland as Link. Everyone brings him up, and I don't want him.
I think he could work, but I don't. I think the thing is, I feel like he's like this weird middle ground of like, yes, he's an adult, but at the same time, he looks too young. Which I think like I feel like Link should either just straight up be a young adult or be a child. I don't think he should be this weird like 18-year-old like in between.
I think he should.
Tom Holland is like the guy that you cast if you want a guy to look like he's in high school.
I feel like he should be about the same age as a lot of adult Links are. Normally, adult Link is around 17. Like I'm 99% sure that's his age in Twilight Princess. I think
he's 17 in that game.
I think he's
17 in most games. The only games where he's an adult is
Tears of the Kingdom.
Tears of the Kingdom.
Tears of the Kingdom.
Technically Breath of the Wild. And if you're going off of my theory, Spirit Tracks.
Really? A Spirit Tracks to me is a child.
You know,
He's one of the only Links that doesn't have a canon age, and he is old enough to have a license to drive a train. They don't give they don't give that shit out to children.
True. He could be a young adult. But anyway, I definitely think they're gonna go that 17 age range. I don't think they're gonna be.
That's the thing though. If they do go with that, I feel like Tom Holland looks too young. Like he could pass as like 15.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. Tom Holland is.
Here's the thing. Tom Holland works as a young adult character if you're playing him comedically. I don't think it'll be that. I don't think it's
like with Spider-Man.
Tom Holland is a character that I can take all that seriously. Aside from like, I know people are gonna bring up like fucking whatever the most recent Spider-Man movie is. Far From
Spider-Man.
Home. But like, and yes, he was phenomenal in that movie, and he had a lot of very, very emotional moments. However, he's still playing a pretty like jokestery kind of character. Like, he has his serious moments, but like, he's not like that for the entire film. He has his like playful, witty child moments, and if they're gonna go with that young adult route with Link, I don't think he would be able to pull it off completely seriously the entire time.
Well, if they do Ocarina of Time and both have like a kid and an adult, it could show that, you know, adult Link.
I don't think they're gonna do that. At most, they might have like a montage in the beginning of like, this is Link's childhood.
If they do Ocarina of Time and they got to explore the fact that Link, after the 7 years of, you know, basically being asleep, he may be an adult, but he technically, mentally is still a kid. You have to explore the fact that he's been thrust into this whole new thing, which, you know, is definitely a metaphor for growing up, where it's like, okay, this is happening, you're doing this now, you're an adult, bye-bye. And you gotta figure out how a kid, like an actual kid, in an adult's body would figure that out. But to be honest...
Okay, that's the thing. Tom Holland would work for that, but that only works if we are adapting Ocarina of Time, which I don't think they're going to do.
The thing that... Okay, that little thing that has bothered me, you see it a tiny bit in the Zelda manga, but a lot of the time it feels like they forget that that's the gimmick, and like Link acts like an adult sometimes, and like I feel like both the game and the manga kind of miss the potential of that, of Link like acting like a kid. I think that there are a lot of parts in the Zelda manga where he does act like a kid even though he's an adult body, but there are a few moments where I think that he just feels a bit older than he should act. I think the Majora's Mask manga...
Okay, that's kind of what I meant earlier when I was saying about, like, how it shouldn't be too joke-heavy, because that's where 99% of the humor in Ocarina of Time comes from. It's just adult Link not knowing how to react to shit, and 99% of the time he just runs away.
Yeah.
Like, and just him just kind of being stunned and, like, the expressions on his face, even though, like, yes, by today's standards, they're very primitive, but, like, you can tell that, like, there is a childhood sense of what the fuck is going on in his eyes.
Yeah, Ocarina of Time...
And those are really the only times outside of the Twinrova cutscene where Ocarina of Time isn't very serious. Like, 90% of the comedy in the adult arc is just Link reacting very strangely to things.
Yeah, like when, in the Forest Temple, after you finish it, he sees the Sprout and he looks at it, and it's always so funny. The Sprout sprouts up and he does like the longest scream ever. It's like, yeah! And it lasts like 5 minutes. It's like,
I think that, okay, that, spoiler alert for Ocarina of Time, but like, the game is how old by now?
Pretty.
When that scene's so funny to me because that baby Sprout pops up and was like, "Hi, Link! Your parents are dead." It's like, it's so funny to me. Like, hello! I'm this little baby. I bring grim news.
How does he know that? I've always wondered this.
I mean,
don't worry about it.
Like a reincarnated
Bro was literally born right in front of you. How the fuck does he know
he's
that?
not reincarnated. He's just a baby because in Wind Waker you see him as an adult and like he's clearly just supposed to be like the sun.
It's just a different tree.
I think it's just because trees are smart. Trees know when you.
Alright, but Bro was literally just born. You saw him come out of the tree equivalent of a womb right in front of you.
Look, this is magic. This world is super magic and super fit. There's probably some dumb spiritual shit.
No, because now this isn't Hyrule, this is a sister country, but in the Oracle games, I think it's Seasons, there's a tree that's down bad for Link and is constantly like, I don't know where you should go next. So like,
that's Ages, actually.
Is it Ages? Yeah, in that one, it's not like, oh, I know everything. It's not like they're what's the name?
Omnipotent. The tree is very horny in that game, and it makes me uncomfortable.
I don't like the tree. It really wants to fuck Link. And
we don't want
no.
your sex.
I think the tree is a fine character. I just don't like that it wants to have sex with me.
No sex, please. I don't want maple syrup.
Alrighty.
On that note, now that I'm thinking about this, and I wish I wasn't thinking about this,
what?
There are Gorons in this movie. Please don't make them look like Twilight Princess. Please don't.
I like how they look in Twilight Princess!
They have saggy rock boobs. I don't like it.
I think they look fine!
They look
so
disgusting.
Funny, live action version of, especially if I want to do Ocarina of Time, where Link's just running away and they absolutely crush him. And it's like, that scene's also really funny in Ocarina of Time, where Darunia's like, let's give you a hug, because, they don't know how strong they are.
Imagine Dwayne The Rock Johnson as Darunia.
Darunia.
Okay, but honest to God, like, that would be perfect casting.
I would be okay with that.
No, that goes beyond me being okay with it. Like, I genuinely think he would fucking thrive in that role.
I'm really saying,
him as an actor, like, he has the capacity to be, like, super fucking like, if he played Darunia just like he played Maui, perfect.
Yeah!
10 out of 10.
Yeah!
Okay, yeah, that's a good point. That would work.
Darunia and Dwayne The Rock Johnson would be perfect.
Just have him play the exact same character he played as Maui, and that would work perfectly.
Yeah. Question. When the casting is revealed for Zelda, do you guys want to do a quick part 2 of this? Like, talking about it?
We should.
That would be fun. I do think this video is getting kind of long, so is there any final points you guys want to make?
I really hope this movie will obviously be good. I want it to be seen, get the love it deserves, be taken seriously, have some light comedians. Don't ruin it with shit that don't really need to be in it. And hopefully, at least this is a more personal thing, I will see that casting notice and personally run myself down all the way to LA, because I would love to be in it, but we'll see.
The main thing I would like to say, and this is also directed at the two of you, especially you, Izzy, but don't overthink this. It's a movie based on The Legend of Zelda. Like, it's obviously a series that means a lot to all of us, so we want the movie to be good, but if you go in with high expectations and, like, expecting it to be, like, the most amazing thing ever, you're gonna be disappointed. Because at the end of the day, it is a Hollywood movie, and at the end of the day, they are doing it to make a profit. They're going to make it appeal to kids and adults that grew up with the games alike. So, go into it expecting that. Don't expect it to be a masterpiece. Expect it to be a fun film based on a franchise that we all care a lot about. Don't expect it to be that much more than.
I just get very excited about things.
My final point.
That's what I'm saying is, don't. Literally, just don't. Like, put the pitchforks down. Go to see the movie when it comes out, and enjoy it for what it is.
But what about my statement?
Don't go into it expecting exactly what you picture in your head.
But I wanted to
what they're going to put on the screen is almost certainly not going to be your idea of how you would have it done personally.
I will say as my final point.
Go into this with an open mind. That is what I want everyone taking away from this, including both of you.
I will say as my final point, with that in mind, I am very happy that a Zelda movie is going to exist. I have wanted a Zelda movie for as long as I can remember, being a lifelong Zelda fan. I do wish it was animated, but it's not gonna be automatically bad, because it's not. I know that this was always impossible, but I always would have liked it to be, like, Ghibli inspired, and I will point out the director said that he did want to make the live action feel like a Ghibli movie, which just gives me more hope, because that's what a lot of people have said for years. I am not...
Ari Aster was involved in this.
Who's that?
Avi Avrad?
The guy, I'm pretty sure he made some of the Marvel movies, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't remember, but,
I forget if they said he was, like, the producer, or the director, or something, but I remember seeing that Ari Aster was involved.
I will say that, like, this is very important to me, and, like, it feels more important than, like, the Mario movie, because I love Mario, don't get me wrong, but, like, Zelda is, like, my favorite thing in the world. But I am not expecting it to be, like, a masterpiece. I will say I hope it feels as good as the Mario movie did to me, because I think that is genuinely 10 out of 10, and it was everything I wanted in a Mario movie. I am not going into this movie with the expectations that it will be everything I want out of a Zelda movie, because I think that that is too high of a demand from me. I feel like it's too high of a want. But I am just hoping that it is good. I'm not going in there thinking it will be a masterpiece. I probably will not think it's 10 out of 10. I probably will think it's gonna have a few things that will probably bother me. Things that might be like casting or storytelling or how this fits in the Zelda universe or stuff like that. But I just hope it's good. I want to be able to walk out of the theater and be like, wow, I'm so glad they made a movie. Like, as long as that's how I feel walking out of theater, that's fine. I just don't want to walk out of theater being like, that was terrible. They shouldn't have done it. Like, that's it. As long as it's like, that was good, then I'll be all set.
Yeah. At the end of the day, whatever they do is their decision, but as long as it's just a good movie that feels like it was well made and loved and cared for, and, you know, we'll still make a profit, because profits are important, but, you know, it doesn't feel too, what am I trying to say? Distasteful? I don't know.
I see what you mean. As long as it, like it
I feel like the only way you could possibly be distasteful is if the tone was, like, not serious at all.
Yeah, they gotta just go with a serious tone.
Like, if they made this live action movie and tried to make it come off like Wind Waker, that would suck.
Yeah.
I will say, as many problems I have for Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, I think that a lot of the cutscenes were well done in Tears of the Kingdom, and I feel like since they've been delving more into voice acting and the cutscenes and stuff, I do feel like they kind of have a grasp at, like, working on that sort of thing, if that makes sense. Yeah, I just hope the tone is serious, a few, like, lighthearted, like, wholesome moments that might make you chuckle here and there. I would like a scary moment. That's just me personally. Like, a dead hand kind of moment. I would like that, please. I'm not expecting it, but I would embrace it with open arms.
Again, the main thing I want to leave everyone watching this with is just go into this and have your mind open. Don't be like, oh, the movie better be this or it better be this. Just do not go into any movie, for that matter, with that mindset, ever. Don't go into any media with that mindset. You need to go into any artistic medium with an open mind. And if you don't do that, you are doing a disservice to both yourself in your capacity to enjoy it and to the people who made it.
Very much so. I may have, like, a lot of expectations about things, but even if I do have them, I do genuinely just want to see a good movie. If they're not fulfilled, that's okay. I've seen a lot of movies where I thought they could have done something better, but they still were pretty good. At the end of the day, it's just, you're always going to have your expectations, and at the end of the day, we're just people talking on the internet and discussing it. We're not the people just creating it. We just gotta kind of hope that things will be good.
I even want to, like, I want to express that especially to people like us talking about that on the internet, because, like, this video, like, maybe not this video specifically, depending on how well this does, but literally anybody making any type of speculative content whatsoever, people tend to overhype things. People did it with, people did it with the Mario movie. People do it with something as simple as, like, a character getting into Smash. Like, when people expect too highly of something, even when their goals are completely unrealistic, it just pisses everybody off in the end. And what I want everyone to have fresh in their minds going to see this film, when the Mario movie came out, remember the reviews. Remember the reviews that you saw of the Mario movie. Remember all the people saying this is absolute garbage. Remember all the people saying this is 0 out of 10. It doesn't understand true cinema. It's not serious enough. It doesn't have a well-developed plot. And I want you to keep that in mind. And then I want to ask you personally, how did you think of the Mario movie?
Yeah.
If you had a good time, yeah. You want to know why that is? Because you went into it expecting a Mario movie. And not anything. You didn't expect masterclass cinema. That is what I want everyone to come out of this video with, that mindset of just don't think about it too hard.
I will say, I am curious to hear your guys' opinions on it, because I'm sure we all have very differing opinions on the movie, since I know that a lot of people are going to look forward to it. I mean, I know personally I am going to make sure I go there day one and watch it. So yeah, just comment below your thoughts. I love reading comments, especially long comments, so don't worry about your comment being too long, and why not, let's start a discussion. Just make sure you guys stay civil in the comments. Like,
share your wants, but be open-minded. Be open to ideas. If somebody wants to reply to a comment and says like, "Hey, I don't really think it should be done this way," hear them out. Don't shut them down in favor of your idea of what this film should be.
Yeah, exactly.
You discuss things. You should be discussing things in a kind of like, you know, if you are like in a class and you're doing an analysis of something, you're going to have to listen to everybody, and you're going to have to listen to their opinions. You can't just go in and be like,
well, that's the thing, is we're not even at the stage of opinions yet. We're at the stage of
predictions and hopes and such.
I can sum up my thoughts on how people should be going into this in 3 words. Take it easy.
Yeah.
It's a Zelda movie.
Just listen. Like, for example, I might disagree with the opinion that it should be like Breath of the Wild. However, don't be like, let's say someone has an opinion that you completely disagree with. Don't be like, you are wrong, you are so stupid. Don't be immature. Just be like I disagree.
As somebody who hates Breath of the Wild, and I hate it more the more I play it. There are things I like about it, but like the more I replay that game, the more it pisses me off. If they were to make a movie adaptation of that game, I would be okay with that. Would I want them to be doing that over something like a unique idea or Ocarina of Time? No, of course I wouldn't. But like, if that's what they end up doing, that's okay, because at the end of the day, we're getting a movie based on one of my favorite franchises.
Yeah.
We should be coming out of this with a net positive.
Yeah. So anyway, I think the video went a lot longer than I expected. But hey, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm sure a lot of you probably put it on in the background since it was so long. But thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Let me know what your thoughts are on the Zelda movie, your like predictions and such in the comments below again. And make sure to go check out the Plant Commander's channel. Once again, he does a lot of gaming content like Let's Plays and also remixes, covers, and original music. And then check out Izzy's TikTok. And if you're new here, hello! I make a variety of content. I make gaming discussion videos like this one. My last one before was about Silent Hill Ascension and how bad it is. I also just kind of...
If the Zelda movie is anything like Silent Hill Ascension, I will boil a puppy.
Okay! I really hope it's not like that.
And I say that with confidence, because I swear to God, if it is anything actually like Silent Hill Ascension and I do have to boil a puppy, I'm gonna be very sad.
YouTube, he is joking. Please don't get mad at us. But yeah, I also make just gaming content in general. I make art, animations, vlogs if I go anywhere interesting. So yeah, subscribe, because I offer a lot of different content. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I'm the Otaku Artist, and I'll see you guys next time.
Don't overfeed the elderly.
Yeah! What the fuck was that outro? What do you mean?
Are you saying we should fatten up, Grandma?